I didn't ever introduce my dad, so oops. Maybe we should introduce you. All right.
The floor is yours.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, so we have Austin. Can you please tell us your title and what you do at Cross Resource Group?
I am a senior technical recruiter,
Okay.
which the title's pretty self-explanatory, thankfully.
We like that.
Yeah.
We like simple.
Indeed.
All right. I would like to also know what kind of hobbies, what you're into. Give me a little bit like where you're from. Might also be helpful for all of us too.
Yeah. For most people that ask, I'm from San Antonio
Okay.
because I've lived there the longest and that's what I remember.
Sure.
But technically, I was born in California on the West Coast.
Technically.
Yeah. But we moved to San Antonio when I was, I think, 3. So my memories of California are only from visiting. So I claim San Antonio as home.
Okay.
What else did you ask me? What I like to do?
What's your thing?
I love to play golf.
Mm.
I played a lot with my dad growing up.
Nice.
And got to college. It wasn't popular, so I wasn't going to spend my whole Saturday by myself on the course or with strangers. So I dropped it for about a decade, and then about 3 years ago picked it back up, and I've been playing again ever since. And I have an 18-month-old who actually really loves golf now, which is super fun. So hoping that sticks.
Love it.
So I love golf. Like to go hang out outside. Video games occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, golf question. Do you pick a certain club that you always kind of go back to and it's your favorite? Is that a thing for you?
Like a safety net?
Yes.
Yeah. Historically, I would say it's probably my 3-wood.
Really?
Which is, I feel like, not a common answer.
No.
Yeah. I feel like, especially off the deck, most people aren't comfortable with woods.
Wow. Yeah.
But for some reason,
Okay.
that old 3-wood's
Wow.
been trusty for a long time.
Someone actually likes the 3-wood because I don't. Love it.
Yeah.
Same kind of vein of question. Anything that you're listening to, a podcast, what are you reading? Something like that. If you're a book reader.
I'm not much of a Kindle girly, but my wife is.
She is.
I am. So there's a show on Apple TV right now called Slow Horses,
Okay.
which if you haven't seen, I would definitely recommend. It's based on a book series. And I'm currently reading through that series. So I think each season is based on a book, and they finished 4 now, I believe. And I'm currently reading the 6th one or something like that. So, but yeah, as far as self help or personal growth, I'm not the kind of guy that necessarily enjoys picking that up at the end of the day, if I'm being really honest.
Yeah, it's a stretch, a growth goal.
I've tried it many times. Yeah. I've tried many times to be that guy who at the end of the day reads for personal development and just puts me right to sleep.
I get it. Gotta listen to it
Yeah.
personally.
That would probably be easier.
Yeah. We'll get you an Audible subscription soon.
Thank you.
Kind of in that, but more leaning towards work. I guess now where we're at, but rewind. Where'd you go to school and what was your first major? And did you end with it?
Yeah, so I went to A&M,
Whoop.
class of 15, yep. I started out on Blend Team, though,
Oh, yes.
which, for those that don't know, it's basically a transitionary program for those that were not quite good enough to get full-time accepted to
now.
A&M.
Hey now. We just needed a next step. I too was on Blend Team.
Yeah, good old Blender Garden.
Hey.
So I did that my freshman year and then moved full-time to A&M sophomore year. So you're technically general studies at the time, so I guess you could call that my first major. But was going towards business, got really involved and busy outside of the classroom, organizations and friends and everything but school.
True Aggie.
Yeah, got overcommitted, shot myself in the foot on my GPA, and couldn't get into the business school full time. So I went the leadership studies route with a business minor.
Okay.
So a very broad, generic degree. but that's what we got.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Except it's never on the drop downs whenever you're applying to jobs. When it asks what your major was, leadership studies was never on there.
What do
So I
you
just put
put?
business.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
Because I had a business minor.
True.
So,
Minored in
enough.
history. So,
yeah,
real helpful. Helpful study. Hey,
absolutely.
I did teach it, so that's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of next step, what did you want to be when you grew up? I'm guessing ag leadership was not your first thought as a kindergartner, but did you have an aspiration?
I'm sure I had the like canned 4-year-old response of wanting to be a firefighter or something like that.
That's a good one.
I loved sports growing up. I played a lot of baseball and football. I was never big enough to go anywhere for football. And I was always hurt during baseball season, so that kind of shot that down too. But yeah, it took me a while to figure out where I wanted to land. I did nonprofit for a little bit. I worked for the Spurs Foundation for a year.
Nice.
I did a few years marketing, like digital marketing.
Yeah.
And then somehow landed at CRG.
Somehow. It's been
Yeah.
awesome. We haven't asked you this. How long have you been here?
It'll be 4 years in March.
Okay.
So about 3.5, almost 4 years now.
Hence the senior recruiter.
Yes.
We love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. That was it. Icebreaker. Check. We're done.
Hey, maybe start ending them with, hey, thanks for your time.
Okay, good.
And then like a
Should I try that again?
Yeah, would you mind?
Sure.
It helps me.
Do you want him to say something and then say, hey, thanks. That was great. See you next time.
Yeah, actually, I thought of a question, if that's helpful.
Yes. Let's ask another one.
Being a recruiter, you're constantly like having to relationally connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to? What's your move?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah. So when you get someone on the phone as a recruiter, how do you connect with them? What's your
Yeah. I don't have a one size fits all because
fair?
people are different.
True.
And we recruit a lot of different skill sets and industries. And the way an engineer talks on the phone is going to be a little bit different than the way somebody from marketing,
Sure.
IT,
Accounting.
yeah, accounting. So you have to be a little bit of a chameleon to kind of gauge what your people are like on the phone. And sometimes it's, you got to get up for them and have a kind of upbeat personality. And if they're just like real mellow and monotone, you kind of meet their level. So there's not a canned response.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
People aren't all the same.
No, they are not.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thanks. Appreciate you.
You got it.